From the Korean Bronze Age to the present day, artisans traditionally known as jangin have used metals to create functional objects, objects of great beauty and objects of powerful symbolism. And the Korean word jangin means artisan, craftsman or master. And today the tradition lives on with Koreans creating functional and powerful objects using modern metals, and these objects are called batteries. Jangin considered their works to be their other self because they embodied the passion, soul and dedication of their maker. And this bowl set is symbolic of the partnership between Australia and Korea. It was made by an established Korean metal artist, Jongmi Do. She is proficient in the traditional Korean metal techniques of ipsa, which is metal inlay, and spent some time perfecting this technique under the tutelage of Korean master Kyu Jung Choi. She studied in Korea in the 1990s and graduated Master of Arts at the RMIT in Melbourne in 1999. So let me kick off. The Future Battery Industries CRC is Australia's largest collaborative enterprise for the battery industry. We are a partnership of industry, government and academia undertaking research to move the Australian battery industry forward. We're about halfway through our life. We were formed in 2018 and expect to run till 2025. We're already starting to see success in investment and research outcomes. Some of those include higher recovery of nickel and cobalt from ores, and also Australia's first battery cell testing centre and much, much more. And we've supported a range of new investments from our participants. We're a collaboration of participants across the value chain, not just mining, but also materials, cell manufacturing, battery systems, and also companies that deploy battery systems. Our participants include global leaders like BHP, IGO, Linus, specialist producers such as EcoGraf, Alpha HPA, technology companies like Antiotech and Calix, as well as manufacturers and users. We're heavily weighted towards mining and materials sectors, which represents the current shape of the industry within Australia, but that is changing. And we're targeting a second phase of the CRC with greater downstream participation. Most of our research program is done by research partners and service companies. Our cohort includes Australia's leading research organisations, 2 are global top 100 universities, and Curtin University is world #2 for mineral processing. We have an ongoing and productive relationship with state and federal government who are supportive of growing the industry. And notably, Western Australia and Queensland have battery industry strategies that aim to grow their industries within their state. We have 15 programs of work across the entire value chain, all the way from mineral processing and mineral extraction, battery materials, testing and verification, through to electrification and recycling projects. Those programs of work are supported by 4 underpinning research programs looking at hubs, certification, provenance, and competitiveness. So for a moment, let's step back and look at the big picture view between Korea and Australia. Both companies are leaders in this space, Australia for critical minerals and Korea for battery innovation. Korea is truly the jangin. We have extensive trade and a long trading history with Korea. Australia opened an embassy in Korea in June 1962, and we're a month away from 60 years of that bilateral diplomatic relationship. Moving back into the battery sector, since late 2021, prices for battery metals have begun to increase, resulting from supply-side constraints. It's clear that more must be done to increase supply of materials into the market. In Korean, we need to bali bali. And Australia is very well positioned to be a leading supplier into this market. Today, we produce around 50% on a weighted average basis of global battery mineral needs. Australia's vast mineral resources have positioned it to become a leader in mineral processing and battery material production into the future. And as noted before by Kathleen, Australia has a strength through its diversity of mineral resources. It is the only economy with material resources across the spectrum of battery minerals. This makes Australia a really unique location to bring together refining, battery materials, and perhaps even cell manufacturing. So we have a 50% weighted average share across the spectrum of battery minerals, but there is a substantial value chain concentration in China for refining, materials, and manufacturing. Australia's growing refining sector, including companies like Tianqi, Albemarle, BHP Nickel West, put us in an excellent position to move into battery materials and cell manufacturing to decrease this supply chain concentration. This map, which includes operating, constructing, planned and speculative projects, shows just how much activity there is here in not just Western Australia, actually in Australia overall. As you can see, there are many projects that show Australia's progression further down the value chain from simply just producing the raw mineral. And materials are the major cost component of battery, and it's here that Australia has a major advantage. We're a secure source of materials. We have labour and energy costs that are competitive with our OECD peers and have a reputation as a trusted, low-risk investment destination. We have great strength in our relationships and free trade agreements, and can be a gateway to Western markets through these agreements. And we're also an ethical business partner. We've got very, very low levels of corruption, and Australia, as noted previously, is a very, very safe investment destination. So in closing, Australia and Korea are natural partners across the value chain. We're already business partners. We're already engaged in global trade, and we are both leaders in our fields. Australia is a low-risk destination for investment and for business in general. So our borders are now open. We're open for business, and we'd love to meet with you here at our HQ in Western Australia. The FBI CRC are here to help you connect with companies, so please feel free to reach out at our contact details below and let us help you connect with Australian business. Thank you.